That is my F87 M2, and I've had it for almost a year and a half now, so I've experienced all the good that it has and all the bad that it has. Today we're going to be talking about all the bad that it has, because no car is perfect, right? In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I hate about my M2, and this was a really hard list to make because I absolutely love this car. The first thing that I hate about this car has to be all the quirks that come with the manual transmission. I definitely love the manual transmission in this car, but it's not perfect. The first quirk has to be the 1-to-2 shift in this car. I've heard a lot of other M2 owners talk about this, as well as Thomas from the Throttle House. I'll play a clip of that right now.
I don't like the 1-to-2 shift in this car.
I never liked the 1-to-2 shift.
Okay.
It's not easy.
Did we just become best friends?
No.
The shift from 1 to 2 just takes a bit longer than the other gears, and because of that, it throws off your timing on the clutch, the throttle, the shifter, and the result is just a jerky shift. I've never had an issue with grinding between 1 and 2, but because of the slowness between the shifts, it can be tough to launch this car and bang it into second real quick. Now, I was curious what the reason was for this, so I did a little bit of research on it. It turns out that the gear ratios between 1 and 2, there's a massive difference, and I'm guessing the synchros just take more time to do their thing. The other quirks with the manual transmission come with all the nannies that come with it. It has auto rev matching, it has hill start assist, and it also has rev hang on it. In addition to that, it also automatically gives throttle as you pull the clutch pedal out. All of these nannies can be nice at times, but they take a lot of getting used to. It's easy to give it way too much throttle when you're coming from a dead stop. I would say that the one feature that I don't have any complaints with is hill start assist. That's just nice to have. But when it comes to the auto rev matching, the only way that you can turn it off is by turning your traction control completely off. And sometimes I don't want to risk my life just to, not have rev matching on. If you don't have your traction control all the way off, sometimes you will feel the car doing some things, whether it's adding throttle here or changing something there that kind of throws you off in terms of your timing of everything. The second thing that I hate about this car is the amplifier in it, and I've had some issues with it. So one day I got in my car and I wasn't hearing any noise through the speakers. I was like, okay, I got some suggestions online, do an iDrive reset, try resetting your battery, tried all that. No luck. And then one day I started hearing these awful noises through the speakers. It was pops, it was bangs, it was static. It sounded paranormal at times. It's a pretty common issue for these amps to get wet. They're in your trunk back in the corner. So water kind of just naturally goes there. Not a great place for it. So I decided to pull mine out, see if it got wet. And when I pulled it out, there were no signs of moisture on it. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just put it back in the car. So I put the amp back in the car. It didn't work for a few months, and then I was driving along, and then all of a sudden I heard the cold weather chime, and I was like, wait a second, I haven't heard a noise in this car in months. And just like that, the amp started working again. So I don't know how it fixed itself, but it did. Occasionally, about every few months, I'll have a day where it stops working again, and then magically it'll fix itself. So that's a pretty annoying thing to happen, but at least my amp still works. I know I'm talking about the 5 things that I hate about my F87 M2, but there is a lot to like about it. Sort of like this video. So if you're enjoying it, make sure to drop me a like, and if you want to see more videos on the M2, consider hitting the subscribe button as well. Third thing that I hate about this car has to be the size of the gas tank. It's either 13 or 14 gallons, and I feel like I'm always at the gas station filling up. This thing definitely doesn't drink gas like a V8. I get around 20 mpg or so, but I'm still always at the gas station because the tank is so small. I think I only get about 300 miles of range on a tank. iDrive is a great feature to have in a daily driver, and I was thrilled to learn that the M2's had it, and I've been loving having it, but I don't know why they didn't do it full screen. From what I've heard, you can code this in, so if you guys have done it to your cars, let me know in the comments if you have any recommendations on who did it, what software you use, because it's definitely something I'm interested in. In the entire time that I've had this car, I've never once seen anything useful pop up on this side of the screen. I think you can slide this over to show, oh yeah, show me the album cover twice, thanks. The 5th thing that I hate about this car is not exclusive to M2s, but I think it was a big oversight on BMW's end. It is the use of a plastic charge pipe. And anyone that's tuned an N54 or an N55, really any turbo BMW engine in the last 10 years or so, knows that you need to upgrade the charge pipe, otherwise it'll blow up. And the M2's N55, amongst some other things, is essentially just a factory-tuned N55. And I don't know why BMW thought to themselves, maybe we shouldn't upgrade the charge pipe on this, it'll be fine. I planned on upgrading my charge pipe once I tuned my car, but it didn't want to hold out that long. My dad was actually driving the car when it happened, so it makes me wonder what he was doing to my car. Either way, it only costs about $200 or $300 to upgrade your charge pipe, which isn't too bad, but I still think this was a bit of an oversight on BMW's end. This is a vital component of your engine, and for these to have such a high probability of failure on your stock power, not a good thing. So those are the 5 things that I hate the most about my F87 M2, and in the big picture, these are small things. Next week's video will be about the 5 things that I love about my F87 M2, so if you want to make sure you don't miss that, make sure you hit that subscribe button.